how do you create that much content? Because you always tell us off. We need to post on LinkedIn every day, and we never do because we find it so hard to think, what do I post today that's interesting? So how do you create 500 bits of content in a month?
Yeah, so I wondered that before I started, but it turns out like the first like week maybe, or the first couple of days was tough. And I was kind of like, I was kind of beating myself up about the quality of the content. But it turns out when you set yourself that sort of goal and you produce that much content, you actually start to stumble on these really cool ideas that you probably wouldn't have come up with if you were just doing once a day. So and also I got by like say day 10, it was like, I can't really be thinking about, is the content great? Because I've essentially got to post a piece of content every hour through that day. So you just start, everything you see, it's like, you know, I was cutting a pepper and I was cutting a pepper and I remember cutting it and thinking, I've got a pretty cool technique in the way that I cut this pepper. So I thought, all right, I'll make a TikTok about it. And I was like, oh, this is like the most efficient way to cut a pepper. So, you know, to describe, I cut it like quite close to the top bit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, where the stalk is.
Yeah.
And then you can just like pop the stalk out.
Yeah.
It just pops out perfectly. So I just made a 15-second video. I mean, it got like 25,000 views.
Wow.
So,
Pepper.
yeah. So then I was like, all right, cool. So there's one.
I guess, Steve, you can do your
I'm intrigued by this. Yeah. I'm going to be on TikTok after this.
Well, and that's the thing. You start to realize that like actually content is everywhere, but you've got to not obsess over the quality because I think that video that you sent made the perfect point about podcasts. Actually, a big majority of your success is consistency, not being the best or being the most talented. If you post 500 pieces of content, you're going to have at least one in that 500 that gets 1 million views. I mean, I probably had like 20 that got 1 million views in that.
20 out of the 500 bits in that month that you
got
did?
More than 1 million views, yeah.
Wow.